Greetings to you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Andy Matanda, and today I am with my brother here who will introduce himself. My brother, welcome, and may you please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Brother Andile. My name is Ntsako Chauke, known by the name of Trumpet. That is my name.
Thank you. May you please tell us, where do you come from?
Actually, I come from Limpopo. It's a big province here in South Africa called Limpopo. A rich province in terms of fruits and veggies. So yeah,
Is it? Wow, no, that's very interesting. Today we have Brother Ntsako. Allow me to call you Brother Trumpet. We fully understand that we have been commissioned by God to be His light bearers on this earth. So today we have Brother Ntsako, as he mentions, who is coming from Pure Light Missions. Yeah, who is coming from Pure Light Missions? Whereby, natures, what are you doing in Pure Light?
so actually, I was studying at Pure for 3 years. Now I'm doing my internship actually.
Okay,
As a pastoral evangelist.
As a pastoral evangelist. So meaning that we have pastor. So meaning that I'm a, can I call you pastor?
I'm a pastoral evangelist.
Thank you, my evangelist. All right. So I think our discussion, our point of departure today, my evangelist, is that um it really overwhelms me and inspires me to see that I think you are not even yet in your 30s. But I was looking at you, looking at how healthy you look, I can tell that you're not even in your 30s, but you are able to tell that you are a pastoral evangelist. So I want to really understand, what has inspired you, my leader, to go to Pure Missions to study the course which you are studying, which now you are an internship for pastoral evangelism.
Oh, interesting. So, I can say it's the Lord.
Okay.
The Lord calls and He decides, more especially when you listen to His voice. I was one of the person who was very, very zealous for the Lord, although I didn't know how to use this zeal really, when you are zealous without knowledge. Then I discovered that there is an institution somewhere in Malanga called Pure Light. So I was like, all right. Then I went there just to visit in one of their convocations, and I tended to learn that, oh wow, this is what I want in life. I've been preaching, but it was not, there was no substance really. So I needed something that will at least boost me to do this work, at least with knowledge and with determination. And as a result of that, I applied and I was accepted. And what I wanted was to work for God. That's what I wanted. As a young person, I wanted to work for God. Okay. And I had asked myself a question: do we really have to give ourselves to Jesus when we are old, when we no longer have energy? When the Bible says you need to seek the Lord while you're still young. I'm like, should I wait until I have no energy? There are all diseases all over. You're taking tablet for this and tablet for that and tablet for this, or should I start giving myself now while I'm still young? So then I said, no, let me give myself at the age so that at least I may give all my blood, my young blood, to Jesus.
Wow, interesting. So humbling to get that. My leader, if I may also ask, I want to understand your religion background. Do you grow from Adventist family, or how, or was there some journey to it?
Interesting. I was not born Adventist. I was born non-Adventist.
Okay.
Actually, I was born in this church. What do you call them? 12 Apostles, where you turn around.
Oh.
So that was the church where I was born in that church. I received the name Ntsako from that church. They were very happy that day, and so they were rejoicing. Ntsako means joy. So yeah, my name was given at the church. Yeah. Anyway, then later on, I joined the church called Presbyterian. So those are the churches that I attended in my life.
Okay.
Then in the Presbyterian, that's where things became worse, because They were reading the Ten Commandments from Exodus chapter 20. And as they were reading the Ten Commandments, and then I asked myself when they came to law number 4, remember the Sabbath day. So in my village, there was a Sabbath church known by the name, like we call it Sabbath. I didn't know these things of Adventism, whatever Adventist church. We knew that Sabbath as a Sabbath church.
Okay.
So when I heard them reading it from the Bible, then it made me to say, no, I want to visit this church at Christ. By the way, the church at Christ had a crusade near to my house.
Oh.
So I only attended once. But later on, I went to the church, and that visit was the first and the last.
Wow.
After visiting Seventh Adventist Church, they taught me about the Sabbath, and then they asked me to visit them again. I said, never. I'm not going to visit. I am now a church member.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Melina, this is very wonderful stuff to hear. So meaning that you got their contact at the crusade. They found you at the crusade for your once of visitation.
Not really.
Okay.
They didn't really call. So I didn't give even my contact.
Yeah.
I was very skeptical about churches. You know?
Okay.
So what I did is I just stole their pamphlets.
You just
I stole one of their pamphlets. You stole the one that the hymns, you know. If it's a crusade, you don't want to sing hymns because you can't sing hymns from your head.
Yeah.
You need to give people pamphlets over him. So afterwards, you were supposed to return the pamphlets. Then myself, I took it home.
And then as you went home, you read this.
I was just singing those songs. So I love the songs. 136, 132, number 2. These were songs that I enjoyed the most.
Oh, so you remember there was a booklet there was a hymnal booklet. You printed out some hymnals. Yeah. So you took those hymnals home with you, and then like you sang, and then started to sing these hymns. Wow, it's I think it's very interesting story indeed. So now, my leader, from that phase of time, I can understand what it means when God searches for us. Because I think people have different stories to tell, and each story is unique. And to understand that you have had the zeal within you to find the Lord at that age, to the point of taking the permission that hymnal booklet, it really goes to tell how much your soul was seeking for the Lord. But however, my leader, I think, I don't know, but this in which we live in, we have firstly people who are born in the Adventist denomination, in the Adventist faith. We have other youth who are born in different denominations or churches. But let's say they reach the teenage stage, that puberty stage, maybe they go to varsity. That's when now we see their spiritual life declining. And some of these people, if you see them, if you would observe them from the past, you would identify that they were part of the Pathfinder clubs, the ambassadors, AY, all these groups that youth have within the Adventist church. So someone wants to know, my leader, there's someone out there who is not an Adventist perhaps also, who is there out there who says, I have also grown in my church, but as a young person growing up, as much as I was really zealous, as much as I was really coming to the church every Sunday, every Sabbath, but now I've ceased. Maybe let me ask now, what do you think causes that?
Thank you so much. I like the fact that you said there's a certain age in which young people reach, and as a result of that, we see them leaving the church. There are several factors that contribute to people leaving the church, and they basically differ from person to person. However, there are those that are general, that you know that if one person goes through that road based on the experience of others, you are sure that he's going to leave the church. So, one thing that I have realized myself is most especially those who are born in the church, it's usually that the religion is not theirs. Number one, it's a religion of my parents.
Ish.
So when you grow, you reach a point where you feel like now you are grown and you can understand that okay, I can choose. This was the religion of my parents, therefore let me choose my own religion. And usually, especially those who goes to church on Sabbath, when they leave the church, they don't go to any other church. That's the issue. And which is not really an issue because they understood something. You know what? Where else can I go? So my point is, the issue is the religion is not theirs. It's the religion of my parents. Now there are those whom like religion is not really their parents per se, but however they have engaged themselves on things that they were not supposed to be in. Things like relationship stuff.
Okay.
I realize that some people they suffer from what we call guilty when they've engaged in a certain relationship which may lead physical relationship which leads to other stuff that you know that God does not want you to do. And as a result of that, they tend to have this guiltiness. Like I'm guilty. And as a result of that, I rather not go to church. I rather not talk to God. I rather not pray because I know what? I'm a sinner. And as a result of that, then they start declining spiritually. And when they decline spiritually and their issues are exposed to others, you know, Adventist family is so small. Your issues are exposed to others. Now you no longer want anyone to see you. You no longer want to be seen. So you rather isolate yourself. So hence these things happens a lot when people get to university because there you have a free life, you have your own room. At night you can go wherever you want. Some they start engaging on drugs, if not relationship. Some it's other stuff, alcohol, abuse, and all those things. And these things they create that guiltiness and that. So you always so when you do something that is wrong, normally if you're a normal human being, you will have this kind of way you want to separate yourself from people because you know you are not right. Like you always feel guilty when you're with people, you feel condemned. So as a result, so for you to avoid that, you need to move away. So those are some of the issues that contribute to what to this issue of young people. Another thing that I realized which contribute to young people leaving the church is the church trying to use methods that are unbiblical to maintain these young people in the church.
Okay.
So the methods that are unbiblical are methods like entertaining young people so that they may stay in the church. So we come up with programs that really entertain. So then they get addicted to entertainment. And the world does entertainment better than the church. That's the issue. So when the church tries to entertain, they don't do it to that level of the world. So as a result of that, when a young person now goes to the world and sees that oh, the world there's nice entertainment, then the young person will say, "Ah, I rather do this thing. The church is boring. Every time when in the church there's no that entertainment, it's not a church. So now in the universities you have people who only attend dozens only on those days when there's an event. If there's no if there's no event, the person does not attend. It's like it's not there, but they're there on the campus. Where are they? So entertainment is also an issue. So those are the things that I've realized. Another thing, maybe lastly, that I remember now is actually people wanting to move away from the Bible. The Bible is a powerful tool. Just for this to be clear, myself when I joined this church, I was not alone.
Okay.
I was with others.
Okay.
But the question is, where are others now? So in my observation, I discovered that we all receive the bread, which is sermons. That sermon was a serious bread. We all receive the bread. But the bread can be finished. Yeah. So what you need is the ingredients to make your own bread. So most of the people who only received the bread, they ate the bread and it was finished.
Yes.
But I believe that if our church also can give people ingredients so that a person can continue being able to make his own bread. What do I mean? This is just an illustration. If a person can read the Bible for himself, you are sure this person will stay in the church. Why? Because his religion will be based on it is written.
Okay.
Not on what somebody's or my parent or my what or whatever my opinions. As a result of that, this thing can maintain someone in the church. That's what I've realized. Many people that I have spoken to, even myself, who goes to different universities where I'm not even there, no one who knows them is looking at them, who is there. But they're able to maintain their spirituality. Why? Because they've made this to be their personal study book.
Okay. So I think, my leader, we do have the understanding that the Bible is the word of God, and that every human being needs to uphold to it, either young or old. But the challenge is, my leader, we have the people, or let's say the students, who at school they learn the scientific studies. I don't know, evolution, the way you call it, whereby you find now the contrast between the biblical religion and the scientist claims. So I want to know, my leader, how do we breed in the hearts of the young minds that the Bible and Bible alone is the bread, is the ingredient that which when we eat it, we shall be full, we shall not starve. But I think it's a dilemma, or it's a crisis which we have in the African countries, where we mostly believe that this Bible is a colonization. We believe that the white people brought us these to colonize us, to blindfold us, while they took our minerals.
Now, it's an interesting question because one thing that people need to understand is we are actually in a great controversy. Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. We're told that there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought with his angels. And we're told also, verse 8 from Revelation 12, that the dragon, he prevailed not and he was cast out of heaven. The idea there is that there is a controversy. And if I were to be very clear here, there is no book that gives us where that tells us where we are coming from and where we are going. Everyone in the world is suffering, and they all have questions. Why am I suffering? And the Bible has those answers. It has those answers of why we are suffering. Like that, if you have to approach the Bible really and you look at it not in this idea of Eurocentric, whatever this thing is from Europe and so forth. Now, the same people that have a problem. So, when I said, now I want to approach this in this sense. When I say we're in a controversy, we need to understand that every religion is fighting for to be the one that is right. So, African religion, people say we're African. Then you have other types of religions that are coming into the picture. And then you have this idea of science as well. You go to school, science says, no, actually you are evolving. You're an animal, You're what an apes. You're just evolving. And they try to make sure that you are actually like this. Now that it leaves you, it's like in this world we will just evolve. Although there are still questions of why are we not evolving still? Like why are we still having giraffe the way it is? Why are we still having apes? Because if then there's that evolvement that is happening, then we're not supposed to see monkeys now. If we are from a monkey, but now we are not supposed to see a monkey.
Okay.
That's the point. So why are they still monkeys? So there are lots of questions, of course, on evolution. But what I'm trying to say is evolution, it's a science that challenges the Bible. Then African religion is also another religion that challenges the Bible. So the Bible is actually being challenged all over. So now the challenge to parents is, how do you present this to your child? This needs to be understood that when it came, actually, it didn't colonize the people. Actually, the Bible liberated the people.
Okay.
If we were to talk about slavery, they were actually using the Bible to get that liberty. So it was the Bible. In America, the constitution of this idea of what do you call it, of the freedom of religion,
Yeah.
the religious freedom, where a person can worship God according to the dictates of his conscience. It was actually based on the Bible. So the Bible has brought good things which were not there. It fights against apartheid. This thing, it does not support apartheid. They don't have foundations really on the Bible. So my point is, if the Bible is read proper, there's no one who can enslave you using the Bible, because the Bible challenges the slave, challenges the masters as well. You read the book of Ephesians chapter 6, challenges the masters that they don't have to oppress the slaves. So I don't see a Bible becoming an issue.
Okay.
However, people can use it as an issue. So as I'm saying, it's a controversy. We're fighting, it's a battle.
Okay.
Now, the point that I wanted to mention is, which I wanted to bring it as a challenge to at least parents out there, that you need to present to a young person this thing clearly, to a point that there is no religion that can outdo the religion of the Bible. So if you make that very clear, there is no, because when people go to school, like, trust me, if you don't know your story, evolution can take you off. Because they're working with evidence, and what they're presenting there to you, it may make sense. Oh, giraffe was trying to eat, and then it has a long neck. It can make sense,
Yeah.
but does not really make sense. But if you have the Bible as your foundation, the Bible tells us where we are coming from, that there is hope, because evolution does not give you hope. It means you are here to live, eat, die, because we are evolving. But the Bible says, no, there's hope, actually. There's heaven for you. You are going through suffering. It's not permanent, it's temporary. That's why Revelation 21 says, He will wipe our tears. There will be no sorrows, no death. You see, so the Bible now gives you that hope. So without the Bible, people, they have no hope. And we are all, that's why I said in the beginning, we are all suffering. Everyone is suffering. Those who are at school, they're suffering. Those who are not at school, they're suffering. Those who are rich, who have money, they're suffering. Everyone is just suffering. But the Bible then gives us hope. That's why it's the most translated book, the most believed book in the world. It's because this book remains. And in terms of comparison, if you have to take the Bible and the scientific book, many people wrote scientific books, and they differ. But if you have to look at the time, the period in between each books, and how they don't contradict each other, the books in the Bible, you can tell this is not the. If it was just a human origin, then it was supposed to contradict itself. Like someone will say, use the book, and it was biology years back. Now it's called science, life science, biology, life science. Take the book of biology and the one of life science of these days. You compare them, they don't agree within themselves, scientists, because it's human origin. But the Bible remains the same.
Never remains the same. My leader, I thank you so much. I think one of the things that I gather, as you are telling us, I understand that you are bringing before us that the Bible remains the same. Its message is in harmony. I understand that you're saying that its message correlates. There's no contradiction. And what I've also come to realize was that the Bible is written by about we believe that the Bible is inspired word of God as it is, and we believe that it is inspired as it was also written by inspired authors. We believe that God wrote through His people the Bible. So, if God wrote the Bible, I think there are some factual points to also put on the table. Firstly, I think, as you mentioned, some of them. One would be that the Bible has been written on the span of 1,500 years, and what I understand is that it was written by people who lived within different times altogether.
In culture,
People who are within different geographical boundaries. Some of them were rich, some of them were poor. Some of them were doctors, some of them were fishermen.
mm,
But you understand that the Bible itself is written by different authors, but who live within different times, but whom when their message is compared together, as you say, they cooperate.